Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to sunshine. Oh my goodness. Have you ever been in one of those moments where you think the sun's never going to shine? That's kind of how we've been for the last 12 days. I'm Karen Laws, the Ontario dog trainer, and I'm here to share with you final set of life lessons that we've learned on our 12-day rapid tour around the Gaspé Peninsula and through New Brunswick in our RV, Pleasure Way Ascent TS 19-foot little minivan. And let me tell you, it has been an experience and it's just beginning. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you just the wrap-up sessions of how everything came together for us. Lesson number 1 for the final leg of our journey that applies to anything in life, and most particularly if you're training a dog. Never be afraid to go back to the beginning. Great dog trainers spend most of their time honing the basics. Lesson number 2, and I'll be honest with you, this one has been tedious at times. Never be afraid to deviate from the status quo. Status quo on a road trip is stick to the highways. The way you go, get there, go from point A to point B, get there. So needless to say, it was tedious on those times when you go around and around in circles. This time, we stuck to our plan, which is to deviate from the status quo and get off the main highway, go on those back roads, look on the map by Google, and just go from point to point. Lesson number 3, I teach my dog training clients, I preach it and I teach it endlessly. And that is always quit when you want more. If you're training a dog, end the lesson when you want more. And so it is with this adventure that we've been on. We could have stayed, we initially planned 3 weeks, and we recognized our boundaries, our timing and time, recognized the limits to our patience, and we shrunk it down to 12 days. Lesson number 4, one of the biggest ones in business and in life, particularly with certain personality styles, done is better than perfect. Just do it. Don't overthink it. Think, but don't overthink. Recognize when it's time to stop thinking and start doing, and just do it. Life lesson number 5. Rigidity creates blindness. Be flexible, adapt, don't go blind. Open your eyes and see. Rigidity creates blindness. Lesson number 6, although not in any priority because this was learned very, very early, like on day 1, know your boundaries and live within them. That doesn't mean to limit yourself, but it means to understand what your limits are. And mine were less than 4 hours of straight driving on the road before I began to literally lose my mind. So set your boundaries, manage them appropriately, and live within them. Lesson number 7, patience. Patience is a virtue, both when you're training a dog and when you're sharing a small space with a person or people. Be patient, and good things will come your way. Lesson number 8, routine matters. Routine creates systems. Systems create efficiencies in time, which helps with your patience, which minimizes the need to adapt and keeps things flowing smoothly. Now we're into lesson number 9. I just want to take this little interlude to thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to these lessons. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. And I sincerely hope that you've got some benefit from it. And lesson number 9 this is a mantra that I teach my clients all the time, that you often have to go slow to go fast. Don't rush it. Lesson number 10, silence is golden. I teach my dog clients to shape their dog, to remember that their dog sees the world through their nose, then through their eyes, and lastly through their ears. So the less you speak, the more your dog hears you. Isn't that a peaceful looking scene? Lesson number 11. Your network is your net worth. In dog training, we call that relationship first. You want to put the importance of building solid, trustworthy, respectful relationships at the top of your list. Lesson number 12, coming to you, and that is one of the things we learn along the way, is diversify to grow, diversify to gain confidence, and to maintain all of the other values like patience. Lesson number 13, be intentional. When I'm working with my dog training clients and my students, I teach them that your intention reflects your energy. If you are uncertain, your dog will pick up that uncertainty, and he will not follow what you think you want him to do or her because you're not clear. Intention brings clarity. So number 14, no news is good news. When you're on a vacation, even when you're not, when you're having, you just want to live life. You don't want to take as stress-free as possible. You want to get as much worry out of your mind as possible. Stay away from the news. Trust me, if there's an emergency and if you need to know something, somehow the word will get to you. So number 15, this lesson is one of the most important lessons I share with my dog trainer students in my Dog Trainer Academy, but it applies to everyone. And that is this: just do you. We've met a ton of people on this trip, and I'll tell you, we've seen motorhomes, motorhomes that are bigger than most people's houses, and they're just people. But if we try to be something we're not, then there's no relationship there. Just do you. In dog training, social media can be so damaging if you're trying to look for ideas, because you end up going down some rabbit hole that's not you. Just do you. Only you can do you the best. I once had a piece of advice from a really wise mentor who was writing a book, and he said to me, "Why aren't you writing?" I said, "Oh, well, I read your books and I read his books, and I learned from both of you, so how would I ever write something that's different, because I follow your philosophies and your guidance?" He looked at me and he said, "But I'm not you, and you're not me, and you'll write the way you write, and you'll do you." It was probably the best piece of advice I ever got. Thank you, Brother Christopher. Thank you, Mark Goldberg. Those are the two people that shared that piece of information with me a long time ago, and it stayed with me to this day, and I share it with you. Just do you. Don't suffer. Imposter syndrome can be debilitating, and it's all made up. When you start thinking, "I should be more like them," and you try to be more like them, you will fail. You need to be you. Take what they've taught you, put it into your flavor, and present it as you. You will have better success as a dog trainer, and better success in life, and better success in any business you choose to pursue by just doing you, and do you the best you can do it, because only you can do you the best.